everyone! Today we will move on to more complex exercises. These are technically challenging and can be mentally taxing, so if you feel overwhelmed, reduce the weight, take a break and repeat, because these exercises are truly effective. Let's start with a warm-up. Get on one knee and turn your leg at a 45-degree angle. We need good abduction and external rotation on the hip today. We begin with a side lunge movement. Lower yourself and hold here for a bit. You can press your hand against your knee. On the inhale, lower yourself as if sitting with your seat bone down, allowing your hip to drop. Sink into the stretch as deep as you usually wouldn't. Exhale, inhale, and on the exhale, press your foot into the floor and push the mat away, rising up. Gently lower down again and hold here for a while. Try to sink deeply, sitting parallel, and remember how to breathe in a neutral position during workouts. Direct your diaphragm downward, exhale and rise. And for the last time, move down deeply, as this breathing will be important for today's strength exercise. It's crucial how you breathe into your lower back. Done. Now let's move dynamically on this exercise with a spring motion upwards. Inhale, exhale. Short breath in and a long, slow exhale, rotating the hips slightly outward. I ask you to breathe through your nose as much as possible for both inhales and exhales. 2 inhales and the last time, 2 inhales and rise. Press your hands to the floor, extend the other leg and place it parallel to the short edge of the mat. If your flexibility allows, align it more parallel to the long edge and lower down into a long lunge. You can also press your hand to your knee. Exhale, push the floor with your foot and rise. Inhale. Today, the inner thigh will be very important, along with the ability of your thigh bone to rotate outward, lifting the arch. Practice this mechanism now. If you can't turn your leg that much, a smaller angle is also acceptable in this exercise. Choose your own. One, two, spring 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and rise. 1, 2, and rise. Now turn both feet parallel to each other. Bend your knees slightly and lift your seat bones upward. Stretch your hands out to the sides, lower down, and extend your seat bones to the ceiling, stretching the back of your thighs. Relax your head and shoulders as much as possible, and with an exhale, draw your legs inward as if pulling the mat together, directing your pelvic bone towards your ribs, and rise. Good. Change leg positions. Start on one knee, turn your leg at 45 degrees and sit down, pressing your elbow to your knee and sink deeply. You can close your eyes and let yourself melt down, down, and down. On the exhale, press your foot into the floor and rise slightly forward. Lower down again gently, opening the inner and back thighs, releasing the seat bone area. The more flexible and pliant your hips are, the easier and more effective today's exercises will be for the target muscles and back of the thigh, glutes and front of the thigh too. So the entire thigh in all directions. Exhale and spring. 1, 2, and push the floor with your foot. 1, 2, and push the floor down and exhale. Last time. 1, 2, and exhale. Press your hands to the floor. Carefully turn the other leg, aligning your feet parallel to the short and long edges of the mat, if your hip rotation allows. If not, turn the foot and knee slightly less and lower down, opening the inner thigh well. Exhale. Push the floor with your foot and rise. Inhale and exhale. Imagine rotating the thigh outward, lifting the arch of the foot. Again, spring 3 times. 1, 2, and rise. 1, 2, and rise. Turn your feet parallel again. Lift your seat bones up and back. You can even grab your buttocks and pull them towards the ceiling. Keep your knees soft and hang down, fully relaxing your chest, hands, head, shoulders, and gently sway your pelvis side to side. Now, sway your pelvis side to side, translating the stretch to the inner thigh. Stay centered. Pull the mat towards the center with your feet, directing your pelvic bone to your ribs, and slowly rise. Gently bring your legs together. We're ready and warmed up. Let's begin. I will start with a light weight for demonstration. We will do deep squats. Place your feet now as if on a clock face at 10 and 2 o'clock. Your toes and knees should point at the same numbers. On the inhale, reach forward with bent elbows, knees following the toes, and lower your seat bones down. Inhale, exhale. Push your elbows forward and return. Imagine there's a small stool behind you and you want to sit on it. Dumbbells help you avoid tipping forward with your nose. We do these movements. You can keep your hands here or use heavier weights as we will do it in the second round, and just hold them in front of you. It's important to expand your lower back on the inhale. Feel your core strengthening from this and press your feet into the floor, pushing yourself upwards. Inhale, knees go forward. Sit bones down to the little stool. Exhale, rise. And to sit down as low as you can without jerking or swinging, avoiding shifting your hips back or leaning forward. So please avoid these mistakes. Don't do this. If you feel you can only sit a little and it's your limit, stay within this small range. Over time, you will be able to sit lower as you gain more control over your joints. Exhale 2 more times. Inhale, press your feet into the floor, feet wide. Last inhale and exhale. Lower your hands. For 1 time to relax your back. Lower down and exhale, directing your pelvic bone upwards. Rise. Next, let's do Romanian deadlifts. Normally, there's a down standing on both legs in the classic version, but since we're using lighter weights, I recommend doing this exercise on one leg. I will start with my left. From this position, align straight from your foot to your pelvis, the back leg lightly touching the wall or floor, not pressing into it, and start by reaching back with your glute towards the imaginary wall, reaching back to this wall, allowing your pelvis to rotate, stretching the back of your thigh, and exhale, pressing the front foot, return. You can hold the weight with both hands, aiming the kettlebell towards your big toe, but don't try to place the kettlebell on the floor. Focus on touching the imaginary wall with your pelvis first. Exhale, rise. While reaching back with your pelvis, remember to breathe into your lower back, expanding it fully. Head reaching forward between your shoulder blades, creating a wide space. Don't squeeze them together as it increases the lower back arch and tension. This exercise can be done with very heavy weights. Exhale, rise. Continue on the same leg for 5 more reps, bending down, reaching back with your pelvis to the imaginary wall, moving forward and rising up. Bend, inhale into your lower back, reach the wall with your pelvis, return and exhale, pressing your foot, rise. This workout is very calm but intense. Move your pelvis back, forward and exhale, imagining an upward flow of energy through the front of your body. Imagine water flowing from your foot upwards, lifting you. Bend back, forward and exhale. Last time, forward, pelvis back, return and exhale, lowering with a rounded back, keeping your pelvis as long as possible, directing your pubic bone upwards. Lower, place the kettlebell down, inhale into your lower back, relax your shoulders and upper body, reach your buttocks upwards, exhale, rounding your back, lifting the kettlebell, directing your pubic bone to your ribs, slowly rise back up. You can lift heavy objects with a rounded back if the movement is distributed along the entire posterior chain, which we just did. Let's go. Other leg, foot forward, back leg against the imaginary wall to understand where to move, and begin moving your pelvis back. I'm reaching back with my right glute to the wall, exhaling to return to a straight position. Think about how the inhale pulls your abdomen in, lightening and expanding your lower back, opening your lower back ribs. Press the big toe into the floor, slightly rotate the shin outward, ensuring the sides don't collapse and your hips stay level. Exhale. The wider you breathe, the more comfortable your lower back will feel. If your glutes feel they aren't taking enough load, check your big toe, hip rotation, and the support leg touching the imaginary wall first. This stabilizes your hip joint and activates all the muscles. Exhale. Let's add 5 more reps with leaning and reaching. Lean down, reach the imaginary wall, then shift forward and rise with an upward flow of energy. Lean, right glute back, forward and exhale. The pubic bone lifts, but the glutes aren't squeezed. the end with a rounded hip. Relax your shoulders, neck, head. Release completely and exhale. Press your feet into the floor. Direct your tailbone down again and bring your pubic bone to your ribs. Alright, rise up. Let's move on to the deadlift exercise. Here you can also use heavy weights. The only thing, if you have a kettlebell, it's more convenient than dumbbells. So let's turn around, feet in the same position as in squats at 10 and 2 o'clock. Stand straight and imagine your hips rotating outward. This tightens your glutes slightly, but don't squeeze them too hard. Hands hanging straight down, but not pulling you. Start by rotating your hips more outward. Squat and pull your hands towards the big toes, a bit ahead of the shins. Squat and rise with an exhale. Inhale, down, past the shins, not here but a bit forward, and lower your pelvis to about parallel to the floor. Exhale, lift yourself up. Typically, this exercise is done with a barbell, and the bar should glide along the shins. Continue with the weights, I will explain. The bar should glide as if along the shins without moving into it, but not too far away. So choose a distance between the shins and hands, and feels like the bar is really moving along the shins. Sit down. The body leans in and exhale with foot pressure and hip rotation. Rise. Breathe into the lower and back ribs. Inhale from within, increase intra-abdominal pressure, expand internally for stability and open the sit bones. Exhale back and keep moving. Inhale and exhale, move back. Deep and calm squat. Exhale up, expand the lower back, ribs. You can do it with dumbbells, you can do it with your own weight, but naturally with the rotation of the force, the muscles, the volume will be greater. Less time down, go down calmly and exhale, come up. Carefully squat down and place the kettlebell or dumbbells down. Cross your legs and do a slow bend straight down at the center. That is, cross your legs, but the torso goes straight down. You can bend your knees, lower your head and stretch your lower back and rear ribs up to the ceiling on the inhale. Sway a bit. Pull the pelvis back as if you're pulling in your belly, pelvic floor, keeping the stretch along your back upwards, down, neck, and head hang freely. All of the tension is in the lower back, and the area between the shoulder blades. Down, up, down, and rotate the pelvis with the pubic bone towards yourself. Rise up. Arch a little now. Gather the area we stretch to hydrate this area, the lumbar fascia. You can move slightly left to right. Return to neutral. Great. Next time we will do a different crossed position in the legs. Now let's take this free exercise again, but at a slightly faster pace. So take the dumbbells like we did initially, okay bell. Feet again at 10 and 2 o'clock, elbows slightly forward, and squat without tilting the torso down. Inhale, exhale, 12 times. On the exhale, I push the floor with my feet and imagine my hips rotating outward. Inhale, active core. Here the torso doesn't tilt as much. It's similar to the previous deadlift exercises but a little different. And if you can, move here, try to go deeper and then rise up with force. If you can, do it without jerking. That is, take the hips slightly below parallel. When the kettlebell is in front, it's like you are slightly pulling your body back. Exhale, inhale. We move. Exhale and inhale. We move. Exhale. We rise up. Lower the arms, carefully place the kettlebell, and switch to the other leg in a cross position. Bend down with a rounded back. Each time between sets, we stretch the back, slightly activate the pelvic floor, tighten the abs, and here sway a bit. Down, up, maintaining constant tension in the lower back and the area between the shoulder blades. Try to rise not with a straight back, but as if the pelvis twists you to one side, then releases to the other. 1, 2, 3, and rise completely using the pelvis. And here, a slight shoulder blade squeeze, arch, nourishment, hydration of the tissue. After stretching and slightly irritating them, once again, nourish the tissue. Let's repeat the Romanian deadlift. Left leg first forward, right leg on the wall. Stretch up with your head and start the movement. Move straight. Inhale down, hips back, forward, and exhale as you rise. Bend down, hips back, forward, exhale, rise up. Try to touch. My left leg is in front. The left seat bone touches the imaginary wall. Down, back, forward, up. If you want to increase the weight and there is no other weights available, you can take a dumbbell in the hand opposite to the leg and maintain a stable pelvic position. To simplify, do the opposite. You can take it in the same side hand. Remember this life hack as a tip. Exhale. Bend down, move the hips forward, return. Bend down, hips back, forward, and return. Remember the breathing. The diaphragm shifts its down along the spine. Inhale and exhale, and down and exhale. Switch legs, then we will stretch. Inhale, exhale. Let's go. Bend down, right, glute back and up. I return, trying to come back, not by moving my back, but by moving my hips completely, and rotate the pelvis. Rotate. The key in the hip joint work is the pelvis and the hip, and how they move relative to each other. And you, if you focus on these areas, will see how often the back wants to help the hip joint take some of its load. Let's distribute the responsibilities among all the team members. Exhale, and 2 more. Hips back, forward, and exhale. Place the dumbbell or kettlebell all the way down. Shift your hands to the side, stretch, and here diagonally elongate, tilting the pelvis with the seat bones up. You can bend the knees. Rise with a rounded back through pelvic rotation on the side. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, expand the back more. Exhale and inhale. Switch sides. Direction again. Start with the pelvis rotation. Lengthen the lower back well. Lengthen the side. The spinal extensors on the side are more involved. The abs are strong. Pull the pubic bone towards you so that the lower back remains expanded and open. And rise fully up. Straighten up. Excellent. Our final set. Deadlift. Feet turned out again. To 10 and 2 o'clock. You can take a heavy kettlebell and let's go. We move as if it's sliding along to the shins. Imagine you have a barbell in your hands. Knees go towards the toes. Knees can go slightly beyond the toes. Lower the kettlebell down to the floor. Exhale, return. Lower the kettlebell down to the floor just as much as the hips allow you to rotate over the thighs. If that's your limit, do not try to stretch further with your back. Let the hips do the work. Rotate the knees slightly outward and the thighs as well. And exhale, rise up. Imagine you have a barbell in your hands and you slide it along the front of your shins. Keep your weight at this level. Ground yourself with your feet. Sit down and stand up. The seat bones can open up. Breathe into the lower back. Engage the pelvic floor and the core as you exhale. On the inhale, the pelvic floor expands but doesn't relax. Sit down without bringing the weight too close to the heels. Dumbbell, inhale, exhale, keep moving. Inhale and exhale. Smooth movement. Rise yourself fully with your legs. Remember not to clench the glutes, just rotate the thighs outward. Exhale and gently place the weight down. Let's free up the mat, come down to our knees and transition to a cool down. Place your hands under your shoulders and arch your back deeply as you inhale. Again, direct the pubic bone towards the ribs. Inhale, exhale. And on the inhale, keeping your back rounded, reach your pelvis back towards your heels. But even more so, on the inhale, we will stay here. We will expand the lower back for 3 brief cycles. Exhale, expand the lower back and lower ribs. Exhale, let the lumbar fascia become a bit more pliable, and on the next exhale, straighten your back and shift your weight forward. Again, inhale, round your back, shift back. Exhale, straighten your back, shift your weight forward. Now without pausing at the bottom point. Inhale, draw the pubic bone in, feel your abdomen. This will allow you to round your lower back, and keeping the lower back rounded, move back, straighten forward, stretching your back upwards, move back, straighten forward and move back again. Inhale, change yourself and forward. Curl your toes under, move your sitting bones upwards, and stretch your glutes toward the ceiling. Push the mat away with your hands so that your shoulders lift towards your ears. Imagine you are stretching the distance from your shoulder blades to your pelvis. Filling your back with air but not rounding it, and exhale. Lower your knees down. Keep your hands near your ears. Lift. Place your knees down. Keep your back rounded and shift your weight with a rounded back onto your heels. Tucking your pelvis, straightening up, opening the front surface of the thighs. Straightening up, leave your hands on your pelvis here and feel that you have maximally extended your hips. Stretch your chest forward and to the side as if expanding your rib cage. Lower your pelvis down, rounding your lower back on the exhale, directing your pelvis into a postural tilt. And on the inhale, expand your rib cage, expand your back, inhale down, and once again, tuck your pelvis in, lengthening your lower back and stretching up. Place your hands on the floor, curl your toes under, place your heels on the floor, your knees can stay soft, walk your hands towards your feet, hang completely on bent knees and several times, exhaling, stretch your sitting bones up towards the ceiling, straightening your knees, but not the knees first, but the pelvis first, with your head and shoulders hanging as relaxed as possible. On the exhale, keep your pelvis maximally stretched upwards and again start rotating your pelvis on your femur bones, pubic bone up, table down, rise up. And with that, we have finished our workout. I hope you enjoyed it and managed to perform all of the movements.